it going, everybody? Welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution 3. I hope you're having a good one. I hope you're chilling by the pool or the lagoon, I guess. I hope you're having a good one. I'm excited to be back. I'm really enjoying my time with this game. I hope you are as well. But we've got some work to do. Let's get to it. We've got some work to do. Get out of the pool. I want to take a look at these contracts and see what we can do. I want to make this park just a little bit better before we continue, because we've been doing a whole lot of listening to dialogue and voiceovers, and that's all well and good, but I feel like we could maybe try to get, I don't know, higher profits. This seems doable. Let's give this a shot. We are currently doing $197,330 per minute. We need to get up to 220. That seems easy. $23,000. We can totally do that. Now, the way I think we're going to do this is going to be sort of a twofold thing. I think thing number one is that I want to go do some expeditions, and I want to go and get some, wherever it happens to be. I am looking specifically for Diplodocus, or Diplodocus, that's the one. I want some Diplodocus genome stuff because we have some Diplodocus and we could potentially breed some Diplodocus if we were to go down this path. So what we'll do is send you out to start that expedition, and that should be all well and good. And I also want to start looking into some more research. We have different attractions that we can get our hands on, different viewing galleries. We have tours. We have dinosaur encounters, which I'm probably going to avoid because I imagine the game is probably going to teach us a thing or two about dinosaur encounters. So we'll save this for later. I think what we'll do is maybe go for something like a viewing gallery. I think that could be kind of interesting. So we'll put you on that particular task just to make things a little bit better for us. And then I guess we could also, I don't know, maybe get our hands on a little something down here. We have the Lokiceratops. They are actually not thrilled about the lack of ground fiber in their enclosure. So there's two things I'm going to try and do about that. Thing number one is go into environment. I want to go to the terrain editor, and I want to flatten the terrain out just here a little bit, because I'm kind of thinking that what we could do is put another viewing platform down here. In fact, I'm wondering, can I take out this wall completely for a second? And then we're going to just redo that entire stretch of wall. So it's a nice sort of straight section of wall right there. That is apparently going to be outside the build area, which would probably explain why it is the way it is. But this seems fine. We could do like a little sort of square corner on this, I guess. I don't necessarily love it. We'll just do something like that to have it nicely sort of enclosed. Oh, it has to be built. Okay. I was really worried that there was a process to this beyond what we're seeing here, but no, we're good. There is technically a dinosaur threat, but they are in their enclosure, so we're totally fine. Let's just go ahead and flatten a little bit more terrain right here. And then what we'll do, I guess, is have a look at things like the viewing platform, the remote viewing entrance, an entrance that takes park guests to a remote viewing gallery via a tunnel, which I'm assuming is like this thing, right? This is kind of neat looking. Wait, what is this? Oh, that is the remote viewing. Oh, that's very, very cool, actually. And we have different types as well. We have like the log right here. We have the lagoon thing, which is whatever. We have the remote entrances down here as well. These are very, very cool. I'm very interested in sort of using these. This is not what I was expecting to use here. This was not really the plan, but I love the idea of putting a viewing gallery in the middle of the enclosure. That seems very, very cool and like something we should totally do. We could do it over here as well. This might be a better spot for it. So it lives, say, right there. And then I guess somehow, some way, we go to like this spot. Must join to existing building. Okay. Let's do this. This seems really, really neat. And I like this idea. So we'll put this thing right here. And then we need to connect you out to that building, I think. Is that how that works? There we go. Those seem like they're connected now, right? Unreachable by guests. That's okay. It won't be for long. We want to do this, and it's now reachable. And this thing, I'm assuming, has, yeah, like a 360-degree viewing angle, which is very, very cool. My profit has unfortunately gone down, but that's okay. I'll tell you what else we're going to do. Let's do a viewing platform, perhaps? So this thing has, I don't know what the view, oh, this thing's like looking out into an enclosure. That's interesting. Okay, so this would be good like here instead of this thing. I'm not going to mess too much with these, actually. I think I'm spending way too much money. I was going to put like a regular viewing thing down here, and I might still do that just because we could get away with a little viewing thing down here. I suppose we will. We'll do like a little something something. I want to say right about there should be fine. And just because we're down this way, we'll also do a gate so that my employees can kind of get in there if they need to get in there for whatever reason, and that should be fine. As for how people are getting here, I think we might want to flatten the terrain just a little bit more. It's starting to feel like transport fever is what it's starting to feel like, but that's okay. Let's do a little bit of a path right here. Let's try and make this look as good as it possibly can. We want to go down around here, nice and sort of close to the viewing thing. I think about there is pretty good. And then we're just going to sort of bring this around. Apparently I can't do this. It's obstructed by the fence, which is really annoying. This isn't though, which is totally fine. So we'll go for here. We can do maybe a little S bend next to everything we have going on. We'll connect it through to here. And I'm wondering, can I get this to connect in a way that's going to look good? So we want to be able to curve this around here and curve this up to here. And I think that looks okay. I think that looks fine. I'm sort of okay with that. Now we will want to do a little bit of smoothing here just to tidy this up ever so slightly, but I think that'll do fine. That gives us a viewing gallery down here, which is good. Our profits have fallen a little bit, which isn't good. I've got 6 minutes to get a $70,000 bonus, which is certainly going to be something. But we do, if I'm not mistaken, have some fossils, which is great. So we'll sell this. We can do a little bit of work for the Diplodocus. Yeah, that's the Diplodocus. I think it's Diplodocus. We'll go ahead and start working on this to get everything in here that we need for these fossils. And I think we're going to send out another expedition if we possibly can to get a little bit more from for this thing, if that's going to be a bit of an option. We do need some logistics skill to go down here. So if we look at our scientists, we do have some options to train them, which might be a pretty good idea, but I think we'll hire another one. You are actually pretty good with logistics, so we're going to hire you. We're going to go out to expeditions, and we want to go down this way, sending out you, and I guess you and you. Now, these guys are a little bit they've got some unrest. They're going to want to rest before we start doing much more with them, but we'll send them out for now. We'll get that expedition going, and hopefully we can get ourselves a Diplodocus. Now we could, if we wanted to, start synthesizing one now, which, well, actually no, the scientists are busy, unfortunately, but we can modify the genome, which I think is totally fine. So I have got some favorites in here for the Diplodocus. So we'll randomize with the favorites because I think that makes sense. And then I think we'll just randomize the pattern color for each of them, and that should be fine as well. Have I got these as the exact same favorites across both? I do not. Actually, that is totally fine. Okay. As for traits, we can give them a little bit more appetite or a stronger appetite so they eat less, or they reduce the rate of health loss to starvation. Whatever it is, that's what we're going to do. We'll have them live a bit longer. That'll be totally fine. We will need some free scientists to make this happen, so you know what? I think we're making money. Let's get another scientist, I guess. Let's just go all in on this. You, Amelia, are kind of fantastic, so we're going to recruit you. You're quite expensive, but you're actually really good as well. We're hiring you as well. Absolutely hiring you. And then we're going in here. We're getting ourselves some Diplodocus. We don't... Oh my God, can I really not... Can I... Did I really not get enough oh my God, I didn't get enough genetics in my with my scientists. That's a little bit unfortunate and a little bit embarrassing is what that is. We have you. You're pretty good. We'll hire you, and that'll be fine. I'm sure I'm not going to regret spending all of this money at any point whatsoever. Let's synthesize a dinosaur is what we're going to do. Let's begin this task. You. And that should be totally fine. So it's going to be, what, 47 seconds to make that happen. We can speed the game up a little bit to get that to happen a little bit sooner. And then obviously we have the stuff going on with the fossils. We probably should have waited for the fossils to be analyzed and processed, but I think we're okay doing it this way. I think it'll be totally fine. We can sort of see what happens here. Now we have some eggs. We have one. It is going to be a female. That's totally fine. Let's just begin incubation and get this done. Let's get another Diplodocus in here. It's going to take a little bit longer than I actually have to make this happen, unfortunately, but that's all right. Well, actually, no, it's not going to take longer than I have. I'm just not going to get the bonus is what's going to happen with this. And I guess that's okay. I don't need the bonus. I just need to make a massive profit. Also, there's a ton of people here, and I don't know that any of them are going into this thing. There's a lot of viewable dinosaurs from this thing, but none of these people, I mean, there's like a lot of shopping. They're viewing a lot of dinosaurs, but there's not a lot of them going in there, which is really unfortunate because I was hoping that they would. Oh, now that right there is a lot of fossils. Let's go ahead and sell the stuff we don't need. We have a really nice amount of DNA coming out of these fossils right here. We're going to begin the task of processing that, hopefully with some scientists that aren't going to be horrendously stressed doing this. So we'll go for just you, and we'll get that started. And if I look at my scientists, anyone that's not doing anything, I want to say rest and rest and rest. I don't want them to be overworked. I don't want them to be miserable. I did notice that some of them can be trained as well, but that's totally fine. They can wait a little while for that to happen. Now, looking in here, we're 40 seconds-ish away from getting a new Diplodocus. We are a minute 30 away, so like 45 seconds away from getting these fossils sorted out. And I'm hoping that what that's going to do is give us an opportunity to... Oh, hello. We've raised dinosaur to maturity. Fantastic. So we're going to release you via airlift is what we're going to do. We're going to move you over into this enclosure, and that's hopefully going to make us a little bit more money. It's not going to be a ton, and this is going to look ridiculous. This is absolutely... There it is. It's such a sorry sight. It's so... Oh my God, no. I love it every time. Every single time. It makes me so happy. Anyway, we are up to 93% on the Diplodocus, so let's go ahead and take a look at what we can do. We could modify the genome a little bit further if we wanted to. We have 5 modifications available, so we can make the appetite better, lifespan better. We could really do a lot with this thing, which I'm kind of willing to do. I do want to go in, and I do want to begin working on this dinosaur. I think that's going to be important. So let's get a few of you guys in here. And you know what? Let's do all of them so it's a much quicker process. And obviously the goal here is to get a male. We want to get a male Diplodocus. We want to put it over in this enclosure. We want to get a... We want a baby. We want a baby Diplodocus, which is going to look ridiculous, is what it's going to look like. But I'm excited for it. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. We have you. You've got 4 genetic traits. That right there is kind of what I'm looking for. So we'll do another female. We'll do a single male, and that should be all right. We'll begin incubation of both of them, which I think we can totally get away with. We'll do everybody on this to bring the time down a little bit. And while that's going on, let's head over to the Diplodocus enclosure and get ourselves a little bit of a nest. We're going to need a large nesting area for these guys. We have some options in terms of what it can look like. It could be this little thing. It could be the big old cave. I think it's going to be the big old cave because I think that makes the most sense. So we're going to put it, I want to say right about there. And I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks great. Now, I do want to make sure that these guys are happy because we have probably just taken away a little bit of their enclosure. And yeah, they want tall fruit and they want water. So we'll edit their environment. We have some options for what we can do in here. We'll get a nice little brush to make this happen. And we'll do a little something over here. with some tall fruit just around sort of the outskirts of the enclosure so that it's not blocking anyone's view if they happen to be down there in the park. And that seems like it's enough, which is great news for us. We'll do a little bit on the outside there as well. And then in terms of water, we're at 93%. Now we have water down here. I want to go for a smaller brush, and I'm kind of thinking we just sort of expand this way ever so slightly. That's actually given us exactly what we're looking for, 101% on the water. That's got them at 100% comfort, which is absolutely fantastic news. Relatively sure we're ready to release these guys as well. So let's go ahead and get our Diplodocus in here. Let's get both of them in there, and it's going to be... well, it's going to be silly. It's going to be goofy. It's going to be dumb looking as they fly overhead every time. It's the saddest looking thing. It's so... I don't know if that's deliberate. I genuinely don't know if that's supposed to be silly looking. I have to imagine it is. It is the silliest looking thing, and I love it so much. I really genuinely do. It's my favorite thing. It makes me so happy just watching these giant dinosaurs just sort of like doing what they do. Anyway, I'm hoping that this one... Oh, hello. 3 environmental issues? What's your problem? So you want more tall fruit, you want water, you want wetland. Are the rest of you unhappy? Oh, interesting. I wonder if the environmental needs... I would imagine the environmental needs probably do change based on the number of dinosaurs in an area. That would sort of make sense. So we'll do a decent bit more water down here and see if this helps us out a little bit. We're at 99% on the water. A little touch more in here. That's gotten rid of some wetland. It's gotten rid of some tall fruit, but that's okay. We can do this stuff up here for hopefully some more tall fruit. It looks like that's sort of working. We actually have a lot of cover in here, so we can swap some of that out. In fact, I'm wondering if we swap out all of this open space back here and a lot of this cover. In fact, we've lost a lot of the cover, unfortunately. So I'll tell you what, let's do the wetlands do have some cover in them. We'll do a bit of wetland down this way. In fact, that's woodland. That is not what I wanted at all. Wetlands are the ones I'm looking for. So we'll put some wetlands down here, and this should give us hopefully a little bit of cover. We're really kind of struggling with our percentages here. 59% on wetland is not good. 62 is a little bit better. As long as that tall fruit doesn't fall below 100, we're going to be all right. This is working a little bit better down here as well. It's 76. Oh, man. Where else can I put some wetlands in here? Because we need the 100%, right? We need to be at 100%. I could expand the enclosure. That would also be an option, I suppose. Well, kind of. There's a bit of room back here that we could expand into if I wanted to. I would like to try and avoid having to do that because it seems like it'd be a little bit silly, but we might genuinely need to. If I could just get a little bit more density, maybe if I go for like a more intense brush on this, is that going to help? We're at 80%. We're down to 101 on tall fruit, which is not exactly ideal. We're down to 100% on tall fruit now. Oh, but there we go. We've almost got it. We need like a tiny little bit more wetland. If I could get that to like 101, there we go. That should keep us good. That should make all of my dinosaurs, all of my Diplodocus nice and happy. And eventually that should mean that one of them is going to claim this large nesting area and that we will, in fact, have a little baby Diplodocus, which would be amazing. Now we are up to 3 stars. We're just above 3 stars, which is great news. We need like a $10,500 per minute, and we're going to be making, well, the money we need for the contract, which is also kind of fantastic news. What are you doing? I think this one's just sleeping. I don't think it's out cold anymore. So that's all right. We've got that going for us, I suppose. Let's take a look and see what else we can do in terms of expeditions. I don't think we necessarily want to do anything that's going to get us some carnivores right now. That seems like a terrible idea. We could look into the Maiasaura a little bit. that would be an option. We could look into those guys a little bit more as well, which would certainly be an option. So I'll tell you what, just while we're here, let's go look into the Myosora, whatever they're called. And let's send out you guys. So that's a really, really quick expedition. Just because we can make things a little bit easier for those dinosaurs. And while that's going on, I guess we look at stuff for the guests. Now, medium amenities would be cool. Wide paths would be really cool as well. I'm gonna be honest, I love the idea of, first off, medium amenities, I think is sort of the way to go. I want to put everybody on this, so it's a nice sort of quick research. It's just less than a minute, which is totally fine by me. If we can get some medium amenities in here, that'll be great. We can also, I forgot about this. Do we have anybody that can work on all of these fossils? I believe we do. We'll go ahead and just put, again, sort of everybody on this, so it's nice and quick. We're gonna need to rest all of those scientists in the not too distant future, which is totally fine by me. We can 100% do that. But there we go. We have some medium amenities down here, medium shopping, medium food, and medium drinks. I'm kind of curious to see what those end up looking like. I'm definitely excited to sort of play around with those. We have the large ones down there as well. Let's have a look at the European Malta medium shopping. It is, this does not look all that different. I mean, it's bigger. It doesn't look as different as I thought it was going to. It also, unfortunately, won't let me put it in there, which I really want to do, man. I really want to get it in there. I think it would look so much better if I could just sort of put it in that space, which I might just have to sort of do regardless of anything else. I wonder then if we put this guy here, which I don't know if it's necessary. I don't know if we need it, but I want to bulldoze this bit of path. And then I want to hopefully move this. I was hoping I could sort of advanced move it, which I actually can, which makes me very happy. Is there a way that I can do the advanced move? Yes, I can. There we go. This is what I want. So I want to move this back a little bit, and I want to move it to, like, even there is pretty good, but I'd like it to sort of be almost just directly in front of the other building just across the street. Just in front of the hotel is kind of where I want it to be. So roughly there, I think, is what I'm looking for. And then I want to rotate it just ever so slightly so it's like perfectly parallel to that road, which I think that's about as good as I'm going to get. And that's going to be fine. I think that's okay. Apparently it has a road connection, which is interesting. It shouldn't, but apparently it does. Now, I will have to do some detailing around the sides, but what I want to do first and foremost is I do want to modify this thing, and I want to go in and get stuff like this. I want to move all of my little details here. I want to move them sort of forward so that I can then move the entire building, is my thinking here. This is such a roundabout way of doing this, but this is what I want to do. I want to put the building there, and I want to move it back until that little bit of foundation is against the road, because that's how I'm going to make this work. That's how I'm going to get this thing to line up the way I want it to, is by using that little bit of foundation to measure it out. I think that's pretty good. I think that'll work. I just need to do the rest of the detailing now. All right, so very slight change of plan. We've gone for a double road here, and we also happen to have a sandstorm coming in, which is slightly concerning. We also have this, which is new. A software failure has caused damage to the shelter doors. The incoming storm makes this a pressing issue. I'm gonna say that we work our scientists into overtime to get this thing fixed immediately, because I think that's probably going to be a really good idea. I sort of need my shelters to be open. I don't know if this is sort of a send everybody into a shelter kind of emergency, but given that a lot of the park is getting damaged, I think sending everybody into the shelters is going to be a good idea, because there is the potential that dinosaurs will escape. So obviously that's where they're going right now. We also have some dinosaurs that are getting injured. by the old sandstorm here. So we are going to need to get our hands on some kind of medical facility. So if we go into operations, we do have the paleo medical facility right here. And I could build my own version of this. And I actually did try to build my own little facility at one point, which, let me tell you, that was a whole thing. It's a whole thing that I am not 100% sure I want to try doing again just yet. I want to get more comfortable with the building tools in this game before I start trying to put together my own little facilities, because let me tell you, I know it's the same building tools that are in like the Planet games, right? To an extent for the buildings. I'm just horrendously out of practice with those. So this is it's just how it is. I'll get there. Don't get me wrong. It's not, you know, it's not that I'm not gonna build stuff. It's just I need practice in building stuff is what I need. I also really want to, I really want this to not look terrible. I hate this little connection that's going on here, like with the path and all of that. I think that looks terrible. It's a really, really nasty looking connection. Can I redo some parts of this path to make it look a little bit less awful? Is that an option that we have right here? Like if I bring this out just like this, and then I bring this guy sort of straight, if I turn on like the curve tool and we do this and then delete like the extra, I can't delete the extra part. Oh man, that's okay. It's just going to look terrible then. It's just going to look bad, I guess. Anyway, I think the sandstorm is mostly over. There is, oh no, it's still sort of going on. I think it's mostly over. We'll go ahead and close all the shelters and get everybody back out here. And we're going to have to get this thing up and going. We're going to have to send the mobile vet unit around. First off, I want to assign them to the ranger posts. I also want them to go scan this. I want to assign them to the ranger posts up here. And I want to assign them to the ranger post in here, as well as going and scanning that Diplodocus, just to see if we can figure out what's going on. It looks like it's going to be surface wounds because of the sandstorm, so nothing to really worry about there. And I guess that puts me at a point where I want to just go and decorate this thing a little bit, because it could look a little better. It is a little industrial-ish at the back here, which we probably want to do something about. It's not necessarily the end of the world. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but just a little something around the sides at the very least might be nice. A little something kind of around here could be nice, and a little something down the middle of the street I think would also be a pretty good idea. So I'm going to duplicate this thing, and we'll put another light down at this end of the street. I'm also going to just sort of move it over to the middle here. I know they're not in line, but I think that's okay, and I think we can work with that. When it comes to foliage, we have some interesting vegetation in here. I want some trees. I want some kind of, some like palm tree looking things down the middle. Like these guys, I think would look kind of neat down the middle here. So we'll do one there. We'll do one there. We have some slightly larger ones that I think could go kind of in the middle here. And we have these slightly like mid-sized ones that are kind of perfect. So we can kind of build up to like the one big palm tree in the middle. It does look a little out of place, but to be fair, this is apparently Montana, and I'm not convinced it's Montana. So sure, this is, it looks so silly having the palm trees there, but it's what we're doing. It's what I'm doing. I've committed to it at this point. It's, it is what it is. Let's get a nice little tree right there. And I think the majority of the rest of this is going to be a combo of these guys and a bunch of bushes. Oh, now this is interesting. A research body will pay for access to a juvenile dinosaur, but they may cause disruption in the process. If I allow them, I'm going to get 3.5 million, which is interesting. If I deny them, I don't get money, but I do get a publicity rating, which is what I'm going to go for, because I think that's probably for the best. And also, I've done about as much detailing around this guy as I think I want to. So let's have a look here. We have got some guests, which is great. Let's change the product to something that they're going to appreciate a little bit more. So this would be kind of cool. It doesn't satisfy all of my guests, but nothing necessarily is going to satisfy all of my guests. So sure, let's go for this. And then the features, we can do couches. We could do some display cabinets, which I think is going to be quite nice. I think a fish tank seems like a pretty good shout as well. We can do storage bins, and we could also do TVs, which is going to make everybody nice and happy. We're also nice and profitable, which is fantastic news. So that makes me very happy. We've done everything that I wanted to do right there with getting this guy in here, getting the... Wait, do we have a baby Diplodocus? I don't know if we do. This hasn't been claimed yet. I suppose I've been building a lot with the game paused, so that would kind of be why. I do like how this area is looking, though. I'm also noticing that a lot of my people are, like, just walking straight across here, which I'm not 100% sure why they're doing that. Maintenance teams are also having problems getting to, I'm assuming, that fence up there, so I'll take direct control of this guy and hopefully not get eaten by a raptor. That would be a little bit problematic. Is what that would be. Let's see if I can't just fix this fence without getting, you know, like I said, eaten by a raptor. There we go. Are we good? Anything else needing fixed around here? I think we're good. So okay. Yep, in that case, that guy can find his own way out of there. And we have to choose another contract. Okay, reach ticket sales of at least 155,000 or above 39% appeal. I mean, I feel like we could do this one. We're at 35%, so I feel like throwing another dinosaur into the mix is probably the easiest way to deal with that. Not 100% sure if my scientists are particularly rested. If we could get a little, you know, babby in here, that would definitely help. I think my, let me make sure all my Diplodocus are nice and happy. It looks like they are, which is, wait, we have a juvenile. We already have a... I missed the baby! Oh my god. Look at him. Look at him! Oh, he's... Oh no, he's not fast. Well, actually, you know what? He is fast! Look at him! Him and his little legs. And his long neck. Oh, I love him. He's great. He's so good. Look at it. I love him. I love this. This is such a cool feature. It's such a cool feature. Makes me so happy. Okay, so in that case, we're not getting another one of those. What if we were to get, I mean, what do we got in here in terms of options? We have Maiasaura, we have Lokisaura, we have these guys in here. We don't have Maiasaura in here, do we? What are these guys? Would they be happy with, they don't like hybrid carnivores and they don't like therizins. They like parasaurs, they like sauropods. They like the ankylosaur and the stegosaur. I don't know if these guys would be happy in the enclosure that we have here for them, but we could, I mean, we have 18 million. What if we were to just spend some time and put together like a new enclosure out here? Because we do have the space to build like a new enclosure out here if we wanted to. That is an option. We do have the technology. So I want to say that's what we do. And I'm curious to see, can I like run this into the cliff and have that be a thing? Apparently not. Okay, well in that case, I would like to try and make that a thing, because I know it's a thing that we've seen in a couple places. So rocks is kind of what I'm looking for. And then like these things, like actual cliffs and stuff like that. So if I build like an actual cliff face right here, if I was to do like a couple of rocks like that, I don't know if the dinosaurs can get out at the back of this is what I'm wondering. So if I do like that, and then I go over this way, I'm pretty sure they get out on this side, but that's okay. We can deal with that. I really have no idea how this whole process works of like using cliffs to enclose dinosaurs. I don't know if this is how you do it, but I'd like to find out, and I'd like to think that this actually works, right? Like that looks like it should work. So I'm going to just go off of the bold assumption that it will, which it probably won't, but that's okay. I can deal with that. Let's do a nice big stretch of fence right here. Let's do a little, can I curve these? You totally can curve these. Would it be better to curve these? Is that a thing we should do? Sort of curve it up this way? I think we will, just because we can. I think we'll go to about here, and then we'll go straight across this way. We can go straight over this way. In fact, do I need to go this way? I don't need to go this way because we have this rock right here. So if I just do that, I'm hoping that counts as an enclosure. That's my theory here, is that that will actually work as an enclosure. I don't know that it will, but I am hopeful that it will. I also think getting rid of this guy and doing like a curve here could be kind of interesting. Maybe. I don't know if that is actually a good idea because we do need viewing platforms and things like that. But does that count? I don't see how dinosaurs could get out of that. It does seem like a small enclosure though. But I guess we'll see what happens. We'll put a gate on this thing. In fact, no, I want to do a viewing platform first. So this actually can see most of the enclosure, which is pretty good. So that works for me. We want to get the gate on the side right about here. So I think that's fine. Obviously, we need to power all of this, which we can totally do. But let's just bring a nice path through here. I'm not 100% sure what the path is going to be. I guess this regular one that we've been using is totally fine. Can I like go off of here? Is that a thing we can do? Can I make this like nice little connection here? What if we get rid of this curve to start with, and I just sort of go vaguely this way, and we'll hope for the best with this. It's going to be a bit of a weird sort of path, but we'll go straight through here. It's actually lined up perfectly, which is great. So we'll go to there is what we're going to do. This guy is going to sort of curve around to about there. And then this is, so I don't know how to, I don't understand this game's controls sometimes. I really don't quite get it. I feel like I feel old playing this. This is oddly a game that this and Planet Coaster and Zoo and all that just make me feel old. I don't know how you do this. And that sounds silly. I feel so old right now. All right, so I think this will work for an enclosure, which means we need to get ourselves some dinosaurs. So we'll head over this way and see what our options are. I think it will be the Maiasaura. I think that's fine. Genome-wise, we do have the option of modifying it a little bit, so I think we will do that just because we can. And I want to say we're just going to go for a random from this, or just, yeah, random favorites per, I think will be fine, and that'll be all right. So we'll go ahead and I guess start working on this, which seems like a good shout. We're going to need a good number of scientists doing this. I don't want to burn anybody out, so we'll start the task with those guys. And the rest of the scientists, we're going to say we're going to rest them before they really delve into that unrest that they're feeling right now. So all of those guys can go to rest, and it shouldn't take too long to get ourselves the, why can you not find a route to Velociraptor 03? He's chilling, is what he's doing. He's happy, which is great news. That's, well, as long as the Velociraptors are happy, I'm happy, because that means people aren't getting eaten, which is kind of what we're looking for. Now, when it comes to you guys, let's do one of each. I think that seems like a good idea, because then we can get Babby is what we can do, and that seems like a great idea. You guys are not very happy right now, though. I don't necessarily want to make them frustrated, and I don't think we're going to get the bonus from the park thing down here from that contract. But honestly, that's probably fine. We can set up this enclosure as soon as the dinosaurs get in there. We will have to take them over by aircraft, and hopefully they don't escape. Hopefully these rocks actually keep them in there. This is looking like it could be an escape path for a dinosaur that was particularly brave, but I'm gonna hold out hope that it will work. I'm gonna hope that it doesn't escape from there. I'm also wondering whether or not I should do another hotel. Maybe we should do some more amenities out here. We could do some drinks. We could do some food. There's a lot we could do out here. We have the options and we have the technology. I mean, this thing doesn't have that many guests in there, which is fine, I suppose. This thing is full. It's actually a little bit overcrowded. This is full and a little bit overcrowded, and this is full and a little bit overcrowded. So we could get more amenities, but I think we'll hold out. I think we'll hold off and see how this goes. So let's begin incubation here. Let's go for you, and you. This is going to be a nice and quick process, which is beautiful news. Like I said, we're not getting the bonus for this contract down here, but that's all right. I can deal with that. And I'm also thinking it might be a good idea to get some restrooms out here. So I'm going to go with the regular sort of Jurassic Park themed restroom right there, because I think it looks kind of neat and interesting. I think we'll also maybe do some small amenities out here. We could do a small hotel. It's not actually all that small as far as hotels go, but it looks neat. We could do it like over there if we wanted to. I don't know if we need it. How's the hotel looking right now? It is, I have no idea. I have no idea how the hotel is looking right now, so I guess we'll just not bother with that. We do have restrooms though, which is important. So let's just bring our new dinosaurs over here. We have these guys, release them via airlift. They are going to be going into this new enclosure over here, which is hopefully going to be amazing, and it's hopefully going to make people really happy. We're up to 37% out of 39% on the total appeal. I would assume when the dinosaurs are actually happy, that'll go up, right? And you know, just because I'm impatient, I am going to put a food amenity out here, and I might also do a drink one just because I can. I think I like the idea of having plenty of just things out here. I think it's a good idea. Unfortunately, this one doesn't want to, never mind, it placed. Okay, well, that made my life a little bit easier. This one probably should be, oh, I might want to swap those around. Oh no, they both have signs. Okay, you know what? Is that a bit much? That might be a bit much. It might be a bit much. Let's change out this product though. Let's go for something that's gonna make people a little bit more satisfied. We have a 47 right here. Let's do energy drinks. That seems like a good idea. And then we'll do, what else is gonna make people satisfied in here? We have a jukebox and we have, let's see, we got a 95 right there. We'll do a claw machine. That seems like a good idea as well. The restrooms don't have anything too special. These guys, we're going to go for, I don't know, churros sound really good. I'm not going to lie. I do like the sound of churros. I could go for some churros right now. Let's do, I think someone just got run over. Let's do, let's just stick with bento sushi. That seems fun. We'll do, I guess, some booth seating and a fossil display. And that'll be all right. So that should keep everybody happy. That should bring a lot of people down this way, which is great. The new dinosaurs are in, but they're not very happy. So let's see what they need. They want more population for one. So instantly we want to go and start getting more of these guys because they are not going to be thrilled about this. So Maya Sora, let's begin the task of getting some more of these guys. We'll just get sort of everybody working on this the way we usually do. It's going to be 12 seconds to do this, which is great. Let's go in as we do and get some of our scientists to rest a little bit because I want to rest them, not train them. That's my mistake. Let's make sure that they're being rested. And I guess we'll just do 2 females this time. I think that's going to be all right. So we'll begin the incubation with everybody here. It's going to be 1:26. And while that's going on, let's head over. We have a fight right here. Hello. What is going on? Is that 2? Are they both male? Hold on a minute. So wait a minute. You're that one. Okay. Okay. So they're not both male. That's fine. I don't know what this little crown means. They're also wanting more ground fiber, apparently. Is that why they're fighting? Interesting. Okay. Can I do a little bit more ground fiber in here for them? Is this helping at all? It seems like it might be. A little bit of ground fiber up there, but now they have less wetland, which is not good. A little bit more wetland right there. A little bit of wetland right there. It's not really doing much for us. All right. That's now less ground fiber again. Oh boy. Are we starting to kind of like run out of space for these guys? Is that what's going on? It might be. It definitely might be. We'll get a little bit more in there. That should keep them happy. And then what I want to do, what I was trying to do, was go over this way and deal with these guys in closure and see what they need. So obviously the adult population is one thing. Ground fiber, ground nut, and water are the things they're looking for. So we're looking for ground fiber and then seed plants. So let's just do a ton of ground fiber up this way. In fact, let's do the seed plants up this way to try and do the ground nut thing, which we seem to have done. And then for water, that should be relatively simple. We have a decent little bit of space in here to play with, so we'll just do something like this, and we'll kind of push that way a little bit. I think that looks fine. I would like to detail this enclosure a little bit at some point in the not too distant future, but I think for now we're okay. And I think all I'm going to do is put a medium nesting area in here. And I think I'm just going to stick it right back in these trees. That got rid of so much more than I wanted it to. That was not good. That was a lot of ground fiber gone. Okay, I'd like to put that back if the game wouldn't mind. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That is much better. I do think some rocks in here would look really cool. So actually, I think just before we put those new dinosaurs in, let's go ahead and get let's get a little something in here. I don't want to do something that big, but I think that's a little bit too square looking. This is also a little bit too square looking. That's an interesting looking rock. So let's do this guy, and then let's put something on top of it so it looks a little bit more interesting. Like this can sort of sit on top of that other rock. So we get something kind of interesting looking, kind of unique looking. I think that's pretty cool. We could do we have another sandstorm coming in. That's not good. Are they fighting? I'm going to assume they're playing. Is what I'm going to assume they're doing. I would like to think they're not fighting. Let's do a little rock right here as well, and let's just go in with some foliage because we can. We'll just get some bushes in here. We'll just make this look a little bit more overgrown than it is. Oh, now this is bad. We have a sandstorm coming in. So let's open all the shelters, including obviously this new one that's just been put in here. We'll get everybody into safety, which is gonna be for the best, I think. We do have the new dinosaurs coming in though, which is good. So hopefully our appeal goes up a little bit. Hopefully everyone can get into the shelters and into safety. And also hopefully I can do some detailing in this space eventually to hide the backs of all these buildings. But for now, this is just sort of what we're dealing with, which I guess is fine. It looks all right. We do have a decent number of injuries around the place. We do have the MVU that'll go about and automatically deal with those though, which shouldn't really be a problem. The MVU, I would imagine the injuries, they're going to be, wounds and things like that. So I think we'll be all right. We can also close all the shelters to let everybody back out. And hopefully they're going to be like, hey, we have these new fancy dinosaurs that are nice and happy. And hopefully they go ahead and get a nest at some point, and hopefully that increases our appeal, because actually putting these guys in here hasn't really done all that much for us, which is really disappointing. I was hoping it would do more, but evidently it just, are they fighting? No, they're playing. They are actually playing. That's good. I was a little bit concerned. Okay, so it is just a little while later, and I've done a little bit of detailing in here just to put some foliage around the buildings and to make them feel a little bit, I don't know, I wanted to hide the backs of these a little bit. So we have some fences in here, which I figure kind of do a good job of that, at least from the ground level. You can't see in the back as much. I mean, you can here, but this is on the way to a shelter, which I think is fine if we sort of break the illusion a little bit. What is exciting, though, is that we have some juvenile Myosaura in here that look absolutely amazing. And I'm very, very excited about this. These guys are adorable. And it also helped to push our appeal up quite a bit. So we did manage to complete that contract, which is absolutely wonderful news. So I think, in a way, all of that is to say that I have done absolutely nothing today for the campaign, but I am having such a fun time with everything else that we have going on here. So that's going to do us for today. We'll get on with the campaign in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.